Hi, Team Beautifully Polished. It is Wednesday, so it is time for our team training for the week. I hope everyone's having a great week. It is May 1st, which is exciting. That means our month came to an end, and now we start a brand new month again. So I'm super excited. So I don't want to talk too much about that because I want to get right to the training. I know a lot of you come in at your lunch hour, and if you're watching the replay, I hope that this helps. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is believing in what you do and the importance of that, which another name for that is product conviction. So I don't know if you ever feel like people you're talking to and your prospects, just you're not connecting with them. You're having trouble how to figure out, how to make Color Street stand out from Pampered Chef or Mary Kay or all these other direct sales businesses out there. So how do you make yourself stand out? Well, today I want to talk to you about what you need to do to make Color Street stand out. And one of the things, you need to think about is what can you do to make Color Street stand out from all these other direct sales brands? All you guys are entrepreneurs, right? So it's important to be able to become more than just what we're offering, more than just our nails. This is how we're going to build our brand loyalty with prospects and clients. And it's also going to be the bottom line that you are selling it with conviction. All right. So what is conviction? Conviction is communicating something you believe in, something you believe. And when it comes from your heart, it's always more powerful and believable than when it simply just comes from your head and you're just saying things. When you're talking to someone and they're looking at you, they need to see that this is more than just nails. They need to see what else you can offer. They need to feel a sense of connection with both you and the brand of Color Street. So on the contrary, we're talking about conviction. The contrary, the opposite side of that would be convincing. Convincing is trying to get them to believe in something. We are not here to convince something, okay? We're not here to convince someone about Color Street. We are here to, when you're trying to convince someone, you're telling them things and kind of throwing it in their face, and you end up pushing those people away. Instead, we want to pull them in, all right? We want to show them, connect with them, and attract to them. So we pull them into both our product and our job that we have. So in order to feel this connectedness with people, you need to both love and believe in what you do, which is Color Street, right? You need to love and believe in the product and love and believe in the job opportunity. Then you're going to be able to convey that with passion to your prospects. And then you're going to be able to give them excellent service and show them everything that you're talking about, whether they buy it or they sign up. So let's talk about a few ways that you can work with product conviction. Hi, guys. There's so many people on here. If I get distracted, I know it's distracting to watch too, so I'm going to keep doing my talk, and then I can take things at the end. All right, so I want you guys to think about why you started your business, all right? Why did you start selling Color Street? Selling with conviction requires you to always stay in touch with your why, and I know you've heard this probably many, many times. What is your why? And why do you have to stay in touch with it? It means that you regularly are reminding yourself why you started with this business. You remember maybe what problems you were trying to solve. Maybe it was something about driving to succeed, more than the money. But what drove you to Color Street? And it's about your purpose, all right? Your purpose and your why. Your purpose is what you're passionate about. It keeps you moving forward despite the obstacles along the way. And that's why we always tell you your why is important. I just talked to someone today and she's like, oh, I'm tired of this. I don't want to do this. I still want to do it, but I'm not sure. Well, she needs to go back to her why. And I told her that. Why did you do this? And maybe your why has changed over time, but you still ultimately have a why. Mine has changed significantly since I started. So bring yourself back to that why to help you through the days where you just are rolling your eyes thinking, no way, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And again, like I said, your answer may change over time, and we'll talk about that in a minute too. But when you're in touch with your purpose and your why, your passion is going to come to the surface every time you talk to somebody, all right? And this is what your prospects need to see. The more passion you show, the more believable you are. I'm going to ask you a few questions. So if you have a pen and paper there, I want you to write these things down because you may not be able to answer them as quick as I'm going to ask them right now, but I want you to think about these questions when we're done and go back and answer these. So number one, why did you decide to start Color Street? So write that down. Why did you decide to start Color Street? Number two, how does this relate to what you see it with the world? You know, would this make a difference in the world? Okay, so how does this relate to the way you see the world? Number three, what problems are you trying to solve? Maybe, I'll just give you an example, maybe you're trying to help the busy mom who feels like she never has time to get pretty, you know, at the nail salon. Or maybe it's to help somebody pay credit card debt. So what problems are you trying to solve? Then finally, what change are you trying to create? Are you trying to create a change for your family, for other people's families, for something in your personal life? So what change are you trying to create? All right. After you've answered these questions, I want you to think about how they make you feel. My goal with after you answer those and really look into yourself is that you are going to feel passionate about your work. If you're at a lull point right now, let it bring back that passion of why you're doing it, because this is what I'm talking about, and this is what your prospects are going to connect to. Okay? It's all about emotions. So let's talk about the emotional factor. Selling is about emotions, all right? It's the hard truth. People are not going to buy Color Street because it's the best product ever invented. They're not going to embrace Color Street because they did an analysis to look at all the benefits we have to offer and all the statistics of where our company is. That's not why they're buying it. They're going to buy from you because of how you and our product makes them feel. That's what it comes down to. Most buying decisions are purely based on emotions. It's a fact. I mean, I know if I'm having a bad day, I love to go shopping. It surely makes me feel better. There's a name for that, and I can't think of it offhand right now. It always makes me feel better if I shop when I'm sad. So, or just having a hard time. So people buy based on their emotions. You know, we're all somewhat creatures of logic, right? But it's more important that we're looking more at the emotion than the logic. We have to acknowledge the logic. It is important. You know, you're talking to someone about the business. Yes, you're going to think about the kit. How much is the kit going to cost? Logically, where will that money come from? Of course, they're going to think about the logistics, but they're also going to think about, and you need to create this in your discussion with them, not so much how much it costs, but my gosh, just think after you do a party or two that your kit could be paid off. Then you keep doing weekly parties. You're going to get a paycheck every week, and you could be making money every single week to help pay, you know, whatever, your soccer bills you talked about. So that's the emotion part of it. The logical part, yes, they know the price, but then tie their emotion into it and help them see exactly what it's going to do for them. I'm really talking with my hands today, I noticed. It must be because this is something I'm very passionate about, I guess. You know, same with the product, right? You're talking to someone about the product. You know, don't just throw out, you know, takes less time, it's less money than at a salon. Okay, we know that, but add to it. Put them in their own story. Oh my gosh, it takes so much less time. Think about the time you'd have to spend, you know, going to lunch with friends or, you know, with your family if you weren't always spending time in the salon. And think of the money you could save to go on a family vacation if you weren't doing your nails every three weeks at the salon. Again, paint the picture. It's your job to get their emotions invested in it. So we know the facts. Don't just do the facts, go the extra mile and tie them into it, all right? So ultimately, you know, you're really trying to give your prospect a way to connect emotionally with you. So that's why it's real important is you're kind of giving these scenarios, you're showing it with enthusiasm, right? And your passion. Clearly your passion's going to come through. Let's say you bring up the opportunity or the business and you say, oh yeah, we've had a lot of bumps along the road. I mean, we've been running out of polishes lately. We'll have 14 out of stock at one time, but you know, but it's been really fun. Really? I don't think they're going to really feel with you too emotionally there and be too emotionally attached. Okay. So yes, I get it. We've had things that are out of stock, but I know you guys all know that I see past that, and that's what you guys need to do. Yes, we have some out of stock right now. Yes, it's frustrating, but I see the big picture of Color Street and I see the growth. So when you're talking to somebody about it and they might be asking questions, maybe they ask you, do you ever run out of stock? Yeah, we do. It's happened, but I always find a way to work around it by, offering cash and carry or getting, multiple choices of nails from people. So again, it's how you are responding to questions and how they see you seeing the big picture. And that's the same with if you have a team. If you're talking with your team and you're throwing all this frustration into it, well, of course your team members are going to see that as well. So again, seeing the big picture and having the conviction that it's going to be better and that it's going to improve, make sure that's what you're putting out there. So I want to talk about one last way, which is communicating, the purpose of your brand. So staying in touch with your purpose is important, but don't stop there. You also need to express your purpose, okay? You're shouting it from the rooftops, right? So your prospects should know exactly who you are and what you stand for. What is the purpose of Color Street products and what is the purpose of our job? You may have never even thought about that before. It's a pretty deep question, more than just putting nail polish on someone. What is the purpose of our job and what is the purpose of our products? All right, you want to know this because when you talk about your purpose, it's going to automatically make you passionate, which of course makes you more persuasive. When you articulate to people, it's going to, in the attractive part of it, it's going to make them listen to you and again, kind of buy into more what you're saying. And talking about it is going to help you stand out from your competition. If you have all these great reasons of purpose of why you're doing this or our product, people are going to remember that compared to just the person they go up to at the next stand who just shows them something and they don't have that purpose or conviction with it. Simon Sinek wrote a book, Start with Why, and he talks about how important it is to do business with those who believe what you believe. You want to express what you truly stand for, and you want to let your audience know what you are fighting for and why you decided to take up the fight. So I want you to think about that. Think about a company like Nike. They're a perfect example. They don't just talk about their awesome shoes, right? They talk about people who've had the courage to just do it. They have a motto with their whole brand, just do it. We see ads all over. You see the runner, on the dirt road. Anybody who has had the courage to just do it thinks of Nike. So their purpose is to help people push themselves to achieve things that they would never have thought possible. All right. So they gave their brand a purpose. So and it's a purpose that anybody can agree with, right? I mean, we all want to put up a fight. We all want to be able to just do it. So I want you to think about this. It's kind of one of your homework assignments. I want you to think about the message you want to communicate to your audience. So when our team name was first named Beautifully Polished, you notice the U is in capital letters, right? That's play on words here, and that was intentional because along with our nail polish, I want you to be you, all right? That's the intention. Be you with your polish. Be who you are. Go out there, wear glitter, wear fun patterns. Be you. It's so fun. And our job, be you. Be you in everything you do with our job. Be you in how you're communicating with your customers, who you are on Facebook. It all goes back to being you, which could, and I can also, with our logo, be who you are with your friends, what job you choose in life. My motto is supposed to just be you. Don't conform to what other people are doing and all that. So that's been the name. It means a lot to me, and I love what it represents. It goes along with my original why. So I said everybody kind of changes their why, or many people do. My original why for joining Color Street, and some of you have heard this before, I was a stay-at-home mom. I kind of dabbled in other jobs, but my kids are in high school now. They didn't need me as much. My identity was always Girl Scout leader, Sunday school teacher, substitute teacher, major committees, but everything tied into my kids. So as they got older and you don't have all those obligations, I needed, see, I might cry. Darn, I cried last week too. Oh, sorry. I need to be me. And that's where Beautifully Polished came from, telling myself to be you and figuring out who I was. Geez, oh, Pete. Sorry. You guys have gotten a couple emotional talks apparently from me the past couple weeks. Okay, so I also want you to think about Mr. Park's story. That'll get me off my topic of me. So he started off as a majoring in opera, right? But again, we know the story. He saw someone painting her nails in a cab and knew there had to be an easier way. So he searched and searched to find how he could make painting nails easier. He branded with other companies, right? He was offered $14 million, we were told, at our leadership convention, I think, or maybe it was conference last year, to sell out to Sally Hansen. But he didn't take it. And mind you, that was at a time where he had been doing this a long time and money was starting to, he was running out of money. But he chose to stick to what he ultimately saw, his big plan in the end, which was having his name attached to these nails, not Sally Hansen's name. So think about what a fighter and a survivor he was. Think about how hard he tried and he fought to get where he was. He was a dreamer who put things into reality. And we, you guys, can do the same thing with our business. On these hard days, we can fight. You guys can make this business what you want to do, what you want of it, right? It gives me such excitement to know our possibilities with this business, to see what people have already done with it. So thank goodness Mr. Park chose the phrase of be you. And he did be him, which led him to his own business. So we've all been blessed by his choice to be you. So of course, it's always great to tell people about our polish, but more than that, you want to tell them the why behind our polish and the why behind our job. So you need to know what that is, right? So that's how you'll build your connection. So one way you can do it is by communicating your brand's purpose. Now, by your brand, I mean who you are. I'm beautifully polished, right? Our team is beautifully polished. But I challenge you to come up with a fun theme for yourself. Some of you I know have it. Come up with something. After you answer those questions about your why and who you are and why you're doing this business and what difference it can make, what impact it can make, I want you to think of a logo. Maybe it's a couple word phrase like mine. Maybe it's something longer. Think of something that you can start putting out there to people, that people are going to start connecting you with that phrase or you with that picture logo, whatever it is. And so you can start putting it in your marketing so that when you start posting, you have that little emblem on there. So people are going to start putting you with what you're trying to get out in the universe, whatever your why is. When you talk to people about it, my why has changed. So now when I tell people about my why, before it was for me, to myself, to be you. Well, now that I've worked with such an amazing team, now it's to help others get the phrase of be you and to help them be them and get what they want out of Color Street. So you can be expressing this when you're talking with people. For your team, each person you sponsor, you guys, think about it. You want them to have the same values and excitement you do. You want them to see the passion that we do. We want to recruit passionate people who see the future of Color Street like we do, because those are the people who are going to be motivated and they're going to work with you so you guys can all work on the same vision of moving forward with your business. So I'm going to challenge you guys to think about how you talk to people right now. How do you talk to them about the product? How do you talk to them about the opportunity? Think about the words you're using. Are you putting conviction behind it? Are you kind of, oh yeah, they're great, yeah, I like them a lot? Or are you really truly showing enthusiasm and getting them to see how much you believe in the product? I want you to think about how you feel about Color Street. Do you feel passionate about it? If you do, why do you feel passionate about it? If you're not feeling passion right now, and we ebb and flow with it, and you might be in kind of one of those, oh, I'm not really feeling it. We all get that way about everything, right? We just kind of have ups and downs. But if you want to get the passion back, figure out why you're not passionate about it. Maybe write those things down and then see how you can counteract those things. How can you get back to that passion if you're out of it? Maybe it's scheduling a call with one of your uplines to help bring that passion back to you. Maybe it's getting on training calls. Maybe it's just hearing from other people. Figure out, though, if you're not in that place and you want to get back, how you can get back. Then I want you to come up with a theme that you can identify yourself with for your business, okay? I want you to think about how you can identify who you are, what your passion is, and what you're going to start getting out there along with your Color Street business. Because bottom line, you guys, if you don't believe in it, neither will they. All right? So I'm just going to end it with this, you guys. Color Street has a huge vision. It's huge. As you saw, I don't know if you did or didn't see, we were 78 in the top 100 businesses globally. You guys, 78. Not to, compared to my husband's company, they've been around 70 years. We're only 23 behind them. And we've only been here a year and a half. Shh, don't tell him. So I did tell him, actually I texted him. But so think of that, you guys. That is huge, huge numbers. And we're not stopping anytime soon. They predict we're going to be at number 55. You guys, we're a force to be reckoned with. I totally believe it. I believe in Mr. Park. I believe in the job opportunity, and I believe in the product. So the question is, do you? And I hope you do. And I hope you answer these questions and dig into your business and see where you're going to go with your product conviction and how you're talking to people. So, all right, I'm just kind of peeking here, see if there's anything. Yes, because who doesn't want to win what mama? Right? Exactly. We all have a great opportunity here, you guys. So thank you for joining me, and I hope that you guys sit down and truly think about your business today. And if you want to share, that'd be great to share on our page. Maybe I'll add an album right now that says product conviction. And then if you want to share what your why is or what you're doing or something that you have found passionate about again, go ahead and share it in the comments there. And let's see. Sometimes just reading those things, if you're not feeling passionate, will get you back to where you are. So I'll create that right now, and I'd love to read what you guys have to say. All right? Have a great day, everyone.